सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम. In this chapter 7, Jnana Vignana Yoga, yesterday we saw the 19th verse. There is, why is this Jnani very dear to me? Bhagavan is he's clarifying. First of all, Bhagavan says everybody likes themselves, everybody likes the self. I too like the self like everybody else, and Jnani is me, so I like the Jnani. That's the 18th verse. In the 19th verse, he says, why is that Jnani so rare? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. After many lifetimes, thousands and thousands of lifetimes, the Jnani reaches me. The Jnani looks for me and reaches me. Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. It is very rare indeed to find such a Jnani who has this understanding that everything in this universe is Vasudeva alone. Vasudeva means that consciousness which pervades everything in this universe. That Shakti, that energy which pervades everything in this universe is me alone, that Vasudeva alone. A person with such an understanding is very rare. Then what happens to the other people? They all pursue their own small interests, small desires, approaching the lesser gods. But what happens to them? Even they get what they ask for. In this world, we get only what we ask for. We get only what we want. We also get what we need and what we want. If we have put in the effort for what we want, then we get that only. Bhagavan says, कामैस्तैस्तैर्हृतज्ञानाः प्रपद्यन्तेऽन्यदेवताः तं नियममास्थाय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वयाम्. कामैः तैः कामैः. That person has that desire. Hritagnyanaha. That desire, when we pursue one desire, our thought is clouded with the intensity of that pursuit of that desire. We are not seeing many other things which we are supposed to see, which we need to see, which is good for our safety, which is good for our health and well-being, which is good for our long-distance prosperity, relationships, our job. our name in life, our goals in life, all that is hidden when we put all the intensity into one desire and pursue it. So that is why Bhagavan calls it Hrita Jnanaha. My knowledge is snatched away. The clarity of my perception is snatched away by kama, by desire. Such people, what they do with such desires, prapadyante anya devataha. They don't come to me, the supreme self, but they go to many different gods. It is not a criticism, it is just a statement of fact. What is the difference between that Ishvara and many different gods? For example, if I want money, the different gods are like the different electrical appliances, and the different electrical appliances are plugged to that main source of electricity, but they function in different ways. For example, a refrigerator is also an electrical appliance, a washing machine is an electrical appliance, a fan is an electrical appliance, a light is an electrical appliance, a vacuum cleaner is an electrical appliance, and a toaster or a what is it called in the kitchen, we use it, um, this microwave oven, they're all electrical appliances only, and they're connected to the main source of a plug point. When the plug point is connected and the switch is put on, a refrigerator functions like a refrigerator only. A refrigerator, even though the main source of electricity is the same, it does not function like a microwave oven. A microwave oven cannot function like a refrigerator, or a washing machine cannot function like a vacuum cleaner, and a vacuum cleaner will not function like a fan. So this is every devata, they are connected to the main source of electricity, main source of power, but they have their own different functions. For example, you have the shloka, Arogyam Bhaskarat Ichet, Shriyam Ichet Hutashanat, Jnanam Cha Shankarat Ichet, Moksham Ichet Janardanat. If you want good health, you ask Bhaskara, you ask Surya Bhagavan. If you want wealth, you ask Hutashana, you ask Agni Bhagavan, he will give you wealth. If you want Jnana, you ask for Bhagavan Shiva in the form of Dakshinamurti, he will bestow you with knowledge. If you want moksha, you ask Janardana, you ask Bhagavan Vishnu. So every different god is designed to bless us with something special. Though all the gods have the power and have the capacity and have the potential to do everything, but they will do that specific work that they are always doing, that they are assigned to do. Kamaistaihi kritagnyanaha prapadyante anya devataha. So that person, depending on their desire, they go to those different gods. Suppose somebody wants their son or daughter to get married, they pray to Katyayani Devi. Somebody wants wisdom and knowledge, they pray to Rajamatangi. Somebody wants to speak well, to sing well, to express beautifully, they pray to Goddess Saraswati. Somebody wants to experience love in their life, they pray to Goddess Bhuvaneshwari. Somebody wants to get rid of sorrow, they pray to Goddess Dhumavati. Somebody wants to be protected from enemies, they pray to Goddess Bhagalamukhi. Then somebody wants to have a lot of power in life and express with power, then they pray to Mahakali. Somebody wants to experience individual power and status and capacity, then they pray to Hanumanji. Somebody wants to enjoy lots of tasty food, then they pray to Tripura Bhairavi. Somebody wants to enjoy the glory of this whole universe, they pray to Tripura Sundari. There are so many gods that are there in the pantheon that we can go to for fulfilling our any particular desires. Kamaihi taihi hritagnyanaha. It is not wrong. Where else can you go if you have a desire That particular Ishvara is the only place you can go to fulfill the desire. There is no other way it can be fulfilled. So it is better. But tam tam niyamamasthaya prakritya niyata swaya. Tam tam niyamamasthaya. For every deity, whatever that deity likes, this person who has that desire does some fasting or does some kind of a penance or goes to a particular temple wearing a particular kind of dress or wearing particular malas and taking up particular japas for that deity likes. For example, Skanda likes Shashti Dina, so Shashti Vratam for Skanda. Then Lord Shiva, Bhagavan Shiva likes Rudra, likes the Trayodashi Tithi. So on Trayodashi Tithi, you take Vrata and then offer puja for Bhagavan Shiva. And Bhagavan Vishnu likes Ekadashi Tithi. So on Ekadashi, I have Upavas for Vishnu. There are so many people who are staying Upavas throughout the week, like Monday Upavas for Shiva, Tuesday Upavas for Subramanya, and Friday Upavas for Devi, Saturday Upavas for Hanumanji, Sunday Upavas for Thursday Upavas for Guru, and Sunday Upavas for Surya Bhagavan. So many different types of tam tam niyamam asthaya prakritya niyataha swaya. Swaya prakritya, by their own swabhava, whatever they have. Prakriti means it's our past samskaras that we have. The whatever upasanas or whatever activities we have done in the past lives, they will be there in our thought process, and they will be guiding us and directing us to do certain things. So people will continue to do that. Bhagavan Adisankaracharya says, Kamaihi taihi taihi putra pashu swargadi vishayaihi. So what are the different types of desires? Putra, I want children. I want children means I want a big family around me. I want people to be surrounded around me. Swarga, I want Swargaloka. I want to reside even in this world and even in the world after leaving the body. We do go to other places. Dropping the body at the time of death is not a conclusion of this life. Life continues in a different form, in a different situation, in a different locality, and that is called Swarga. Sushtu Vargaha, a good place. Vishayaihi, Swargadi Vishayaihi, Hrita Jnana, my apa Hrita Viveka Vignana. My Viveka or discrimination between what is permanent and what is impermanent. Who am I and who am I not? What is not I? Everything is clouded with these desires. Prapadyante anya devataha prapnuvanti vasudevat atmanaha anya devataha. So people surrender to other devatas. Who are the other devatas? Vasudevat anyat. Vasudevat means other than Vasudeva, other than that universal consciousness, they put their applications to other gods. Anya devataha. Tam tam niyamam devata aradhane prasiddhaha yo niyamaha. So whatever is the rules of prayer, rules of application, when you want to apply for some job, there are particular rules you must follow. Only then your application will go through. Even a simple rule as marking on the cover of the letter that this is an application for this particular post. As is mentioned in those advertisement columns, when you send in the application, one simple rule is you are supposed to write. It will be mentioned if the rule is there. On the letter itself, you have to write, this letter is an application for the post of so and so, wide advertisement. So like that, every devata you want to worship, you follow the rules to reach that devata. Devata aradhane prasiddhaha yo niyamaha tam tam asthaya ashritya prakritya swabhavena. So there's a simple niyama. For example, when you have problems and you want to, there is nothing wrong in following all this. In fact, all these niyamas and all the different devata aradhanas are meant for our well-being and welfare only. Because there are so many problems that it is not only desires. Desires are something that you want. When the Artha Bhakta is there, when you don't want something, then also you approach the gods only to remove those situations away. So there is in this Durga Saptashati, there is this Devi Aparajita Stotram. It comes in chapter 5. It begins with the Devas are praising Durga Devi because she has helped them to win the war against the Asuras. So the Devas are praising. It starts with Namo Devyai Mahadevyai Shivayai Satatam Namaha Namah Prakrutyai Bhadrayai Niyata Pranatasmatam. So there is this niyama among the Shakta tradition that if you light a ghee lamp for 48 days and chant this Devi Aparajita Stotram with a lot of devotion, whatever problem you have in mind, if you have a problem and then you want to do this for 48 days, lighting a ghee lamp and chanting this particular stotram, it ends after a few, the very famous verses, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matru Rupena Samstita, Vritti Rupena Samstita, Smriti Rupena Samstita, all those verses come in this particular part of the Devi Mahatmyam, Durga Saptashati. So if you chant that, the problem in your life will get ironed out by Devi's grace. So it is one tradition that does this. There is no harm in doing it. But Bhagavan Vishnu says, if your goal is moksha, then this is a block in the path. So prasiddhaha tam tam astaya ashritya prakritya swabhavena janmantararjita samskara visheshena. Why do I do it? In the past, I have done this Devi Aparajita Stotram. I have lit the ghee lamp for any problems that I faced. And so when problem comes, I remember this and I do this again. And so this is my past experience, which is encoded in my brain as a samskara. And that propels me to get rid of any problem through this method. Or attain any desire. Any desire is also a problem. Our modern day science, our brain is a problem detecting machine. Anything that comes in front of us is a problem for the brain, which means any thought in the brain is a problem for the brain to solve. And the brain will start, when we focus on that thought, when we focus on something, the brain will find ways and means by which the problem can be solved, because the focus of the brain is to keep you safe, and a problem means you are not safe, you are disturbed at this point of time. So the brain will go all out to solve that problem. That is the nature of samskara. So prakritya swabhavena janmantararjita samskara visheshena niyata niyamitaha swaya atmiyaya. By one's own individual self, these rules are taken up and followed to attain certain goals. Tesham cha kaminam, and for those desirees, the one who desires, what happens? How is the blessing coming? Are they blessed? Just because they are going after their desires to lesser gods, are they reduced in that? Because there is a question in Arjuna's mind, in all our minds, is Bhagavan partial to the devotees, right? So Bhagavan is clarifying here. Verse 21, Yo yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhayarchitum ichchati tasya tasya chalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. Yaha yaha yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architum ichchati. Whichever, yaha, whoever, yam, whichever, tanum, form of God, the devotee, shraddhaya, with all devotion, architum ichchati, they offer. Tasya, to that person, achalam shraddham. What does that God give? What is that? See, the God does not solve our problems. God gives us that achalam shraddham. The divinity that we pray to, the divinity is a steady, solid rock form of belief, thought. One single thought or one single belief is that deity. And when we are praying to that deity, we are focusing on the deity. What does the deity bless us with? That deity blesses with the same rock form belief. And when we have that rock form belief, tasya tasya achalam shraddham, when we have such a belief, nothing is impossible in our life. Whatever we want to achieve, it becomes possible. Whatever we want to get, it becomes possible. Whatever we want to encounter, it becomes possible. Whatever we want to remove from our life, it becomes possible with that belief. So the Devata is not like a servant whom you pray to and then you say, please do this, and the Devata goes and does it and then comes back to you and reports that the work is done. No. The Devata empowers you to do what you need to do to get that. So, tasya tasya achalam shraddham tam eva vidadham yaham. Devata is a divine power. Vidadhami aham. So, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, tasya tasya achalam shraddham tam eva vidadhami aham. I give that strong faith. If you want to worship a god for a particular reason, what does Bhagavan do? Bhagavan gives you that strong faith to worship that god. And then the results flow automatically. Yaha kami yam devata tanum shraddhaya samyuktaha bhaktaha cha san architum pujayitum ichchati. Whoever, whichever god they want to worship, ichchati, they desire, tasya kaminaha achalam sthiram shraddham tam eva vidadami sthiri karomi. So what does Ishvara do? What does Bhagavan do? What does Krishna do? He straightens us up. He makes us steady. Sthiri karomi is very, very beautiful. Sthiryam. Whenever we pray to Bhagavan also in the Sankalpa, we ask for Kshema. You want steadiness of body, mind and intellect. Only with that steadiness you will be able to function well in this world. Kshema, Sthirya. So, sthiri karomi, I will make you steady, says Bhagavan. Meaning, even if you have a desire, you should steadily pursue that desire too. All our desires, the main reason, this law of attraction, many videos are there on YouTube about this law of attraction, fulfilling, manifesting what you want and all that. The main problem is the people go and see video after video, but they do not take up one thing and steadily pursue that till it is achieved. So that steadiness is what Bhagavan will give us. Architum pujayitum ichchati tasya kaminaha achalam sthiram shraddham tam eva vidadami sthiri karomi. I will, vidadami means I will give, but there is nothing to give here. There is only to make us steady. Yaya eva purvam pravruttaha swabhavataha yo yam devata tanum shraddhaya architum ichchati iti. Yaya eva purva pravruttaha. Whichever devata form, whichever divine form I have been worshipping in the past lives. In the past lives means not in our, before this birth only. Even until today, until all the days since my birth, I would have worshipped different gods. Yaya eva purva pravruttaha swabhavataha yo yam devatatanum shraddhaya architum ichchati iti. What does it conclude with that? Iti, in this manner, the verse 22. Sataya shraddhaya yuktaha tasyaradhanamihate labhate cha tatah kaman mayaiva vihitan hitan. So whichever god we pray to, or even if you pray to Mahavishnu or Shiva or the supreme truth, when we pray, what exactly happens to us? What is the benefit of that prayer? Of course, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it says, Pratyakchetana adhigamaha antaraya abhavascha. When I, Ishvara pranidhanat, when I surrender to Bhagavan, what happens is, I get pratyakchetana adhigamaha. I turn towards the true self, the antaryami that is there within me in the form of Ishvara, that form of God, is living within me as the antaryami. Pratyak Chetana, Adhigamaha, I go towards that. And Antaraya Abhavaha cha. The moment I turn towards this inner being, all my obstacles in life are gone. So this is the result of prayer or surrender to Ishvara. And then Klesha Tanu Karana, Samadhi Bhavanataha, Klesha Tanu Karanaya also. All the kleshas means all the impurities of my mind, like avidya, ignorance. There is a darkness in the thought. Today we talk about shadow work. What is the shadow? The shadow personality is the dark thoughts in our mind. Since our childhood, we are thinking that I am the body, and that thought pattern is still guiding, is still manifesting in our life, creating situations in our life, which is called shadow in modern psychological terms. So that is avidya. Avidya is I don't know. I don't know clearly who I am. I don't know what is this world. I am thinking this world is real. But again, quantum physics is telling this world is this whatever you see in this world is 99.99999% consciousness or awareness, and 0.00000001% only matter. But we are thinking it is 99.99% matter and 0.00001% only consciousness. 0.00001 only consciousness we are thinking. So labhate cha, what happens is when I worship Ishvara, the truth of this universe is revealed to me. I know what is consciousness, I know what is the content of matter, and when I know that matter is only so much, everything becomes immaterial to me. All problems become immaterial to me. All blocks become immaterial to me. The super highway of my achievement in life is open. Satayash, so this 22nd verse, I do not know if I have chanted this word. Anyway, I'll chant again. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktaha Tasya Mihate Labhate Chatata Kaman Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. So, here Hitan Kaman. Hitan means something that does good to us. But in this context, it does not meaning that it is not having the meaning of that extreme goodness, the best that we can get in our life. That is not the hita. The hitan kaman, I love something and it will be very good if I have it. So in that way, it is hita for me. Purohita is a person, the one who is called a purohit. What does he do? He does many yajnas and yagas that does hita for us, that makes us feel good. Parasya hitam karoti. Purohitaha. Hitan kaman means something that can do hita. In Tamil also, when people say, idamma nalu vaartha pesanum. Idamma pesanum means it's from the word hitam. Like, when you talk to me in a manner in which I am pleased. Like, that is very important. When we speak to each other, words of hita, hitam vada, meaning words that give some kind of solace, some kind of peace, some kind of calmness to the other person. We give and we receive that. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktaha. That person who has got that firm faith, Yuktaha, Tasya Aradhanam Ihate. Then they worship that Bhagavan. Labhate, what happens to that person? Labhate cha tataha kamana. Mayaiva vihitan hitana. Then they achieve all those desires. And who is facilitating this? I am only facilitating this, says Bhagavan. Bhagavan is not, he's not putting himself up and saying it is me who is giving all these desires. No. It is, Bhagavan speaks in the sense of, for example, I am depositing 1 lakh rupees in the bank, and for a period of maybe maybe I am depositing 10 lakhs in the bank, and for a period of 5 years I am not taking that money. At the end of 5 years I may get 15 lakh rupees. Okay, the money is mine, The depositing is done by me. There is no doubt about all that. But in 5 years, the 10 lakhs becomes 15 lakhs because so many people, that banking organization, the people who are taking loans, the people who are giving loans, the people who are paying the interest, the transactions done by people who are working in that office, in that counter, in the teller counter, and the background work that they do from morning till night for all the 5 years, that has only enabled us to get this 15 lakh rupees. Otherwise, if we just keep that money in a box, it will remain only 10 lakhs and it will also get spoiled because it is not taken care of for all those long time. But who is it? What is that process that is doing all this and increasing that and giving it to us? My desire is 15 lakhs. I put in 10 lakhs of effort and I want to get 15 lakhs. And that 15 lakhs, Bhagavan is saying, Mayaiva vihitan hitan. You desire and you pray to some God. I give you Shraddha to pray to that God. You pray. And then when you get your desire, you think that God is giving you that desire. No, I am only giving. You think the teller counter person is in the bank is giving you that 15 lakh rupees? You think the bank manager is giving you 15 lakh rupees? No, that whole bank, the banking service, from the top to bottom, they are only giving that money. They are only responsible for that money, and it is through them. Just because we really receive it from the teller counter, we don't think and pray, oh my Bhagavan, you are so great. What a great person you are. I gave in 10 lakh rupees and you are giving me 15 lakh rupees. What a great Mahatma you are, and you bow down to that person. So that is the difference Bhagavan is pointing out to here. To prapadyante anya devataha, people don't see me and they worship this God and that God. So even if they worship this God and that God for this thing and that thing, what happens is I give them the Shraddha to worship. So that big bank, the bank's organization, the chairman is thinking, oh, you're thinking my teller is giving you money. It is because of all my banking operations and my banking service from top to bottom. I am only helping you to put in that money. I am only giving all the advertisements to encourage you to put in that money in the bank. And I am only giving you through my manager. I am only talking to you and giving you the strength and courage to deposit in our bank. And I am only facilitating all the work, receiving the money, facilitating everything, and lending it out to others and collecting the loans and all that and depositing. And I am only facilitating getting it through the teller counter for you. And I am only instilling that kind of a faith that you can go through this process and achieve your result of getting the 5 lakh rupees more. So that is what Bhagavan is telling here. Mayaiva vihitan hitan. I am only doing that work of fulfilling your desire. But unfortunately, you go after small desires is one thing, and then you think that these small gods are all fulfilling your desires. No, it is me who's fulfilling. Me means that prana shakti, that Ishwariya shakti that is present everywhere in this universe is fulfilling our desires. If we know the secret, and if we really understand the secret and we apply the secret in our life, there is nothing that cannot be achieved in our life in this world. Sataya mad vihitaya shraddaya yuktaha. Sataya shraddaya means who? Mad vihitaya. I have only given that shraddha to you. Don't think that you got the idea that you can just put 10 lakh rupees in the bank and it will become 15 lakhs. I have only given that advertisement. I have only given that knowledge. I have only given that sensitization that this project is possible, this mutual fund is possible, this share is possible, this deposit is possible, this rotation, what is it called? Recurring deposit is possible, this fixed deposit is possible. I have only given you all these ideas. Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktaha. I have only given you the idea that if you do this Devi Aparajita Stotram for 48 days and worshipping Devi, your problem will be solved. I only gave you this idea, my dear. Don't think it just came like that for you. That idea did not prop up on your own. You're caught up with your problems. You're caught up with your desires. You're caught up with how you can fulfill your desires. Don't think you have got this brilliant idea yourself, says Bhagavan. Sataya Even that belief also, I only give you. Son, tasya devata tanva aradhanam ihate cheshtate. Such a person engages in this worship of the devata. Labhate cha tataha tasyaha araditaya devata tanvaha kaman ipsitan maya eva parameshwarena sarvajnena karma phala vibhaga ज्ञतया विहितान् निर्मितान् तान् हि यस्मात् ते भगवता विहिताः कामाः तस्मात् तान् अवश्यं लभते इत्यर्थः. Speaking from the government point of view, you think that you go and approach the TWAT board for some problem of your drainage. You think that TWAT board is doing that work for you? No. The government has given to the power to the authorities of the TWAT board to handle this kind of problems and this kind of issues and give this kind of certifications to people who approach them related to the water and drainage supply. Then you say, my water supply problem. Okay, my road problem is, I go to the highways department and I go to the roadways department and my road problem is solved. I go to the corporation and the road laying problem is solved. And I say, oh, my dear corporation, I thank you so much. But who has given that power to the corporation to handle the road department, to laying the roads and rectifying the problems in the roads? It is the government that has given power. So Bhagavan here says, I only give power to all these gods and I only give power to you to have that Shraddha, to pray to those gods, and I only disperse whatever you need. It is coming through me, only through these gods to you. So, where in this whole picture the top man is forgotten, then we are in a problem. We are caught in a loop of ignorance. We don't know the source of where our benefits are coming from. So there is a man somebody gifted him a ring. And he is going on showing to everybody, you know what, I got this ring from this person. I got this ring from this person. This gold ring he gave me. This gold ring he gave me. He was praising that person so much. Whereas that Bhagavan has given you this body on which you can put that ring, the finger on which you can put that ring, Bhagavan has given you, there is no praise for that Bhagavan. So, mayaitan avashyam labate ityartaha tasmat. So, the process, even that God is controlled by that supreme power. Even the God to whom we are praying is not an ultimate authority. That God is controlled by the supreme power of Ishvara. Ishvara gives this the benefits of what we are seeking of from a little God, from a lesser God. That is also God only through Ishvara. The power is given through Ishvara. Hitaniti padachede hitatvam kamanam upacharitam kalpyam nahi kama hitaha kasyachita. This mayaiva vihitan hitan. Hitan kaman. Hita means something that is good for us. The word hita is used here not to say that it is good to have desires, but in that particular context, some desire, when it is fulfilled, we feel good. And in that context only it is used. In the larger sense, in the infinite sense, desires are not good for us. Meaning, the more and more desires we entertain, the more and more we will be caught in a local circuit of seeking and finding and enjoying and seeking and finding and enjoying. So there is no liberation in this process. Yasmat antavat sadhana vyapara avivekinaha kamitaha chate ataha antavat sadhana vyapara. When these people with desires, who are all pursuing desires which have a limitation, when you are doing something to get something, you always have to do something to get that. You cannot get that without doing it. So when you want something, you have to do this. This is called a limited result. We want to be always happy. We want to be always blissful. We don't want our happiness to end. Whenever you follow a desire and then you get happy, you always have to entertain that desire, work out that desire, and then get happiness. And that happiness will not be forever. It will be only for a temporary moment. Kaminaha chate ataha. So Bhagavan is talking about the limits of our desires. Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Antavattu phalam tesham antavat phalam. For them, the desires, the results of those desires is only very limited. Tat bhavati alpamedhasam. The people who are all pursuing such small desires, what is the name that Bhagavan gives to them? He is not scolding, but it is more like a shock treatment. When we hear something very shocking, then we may look around, we may take a turn and see a new way of doing things. Alpa medasa means with limited thinking. Alpa buddhi means ordinary small intellect, like a small bird, bird brain. Sometimes we say alpa medhas, not an expanded intellect. Devan devayajaha yanti, madbhakta yanti mamapi. These people with small intellects, little intellects, they seek small pleasures, small desires, small. There is a song in some Tamil movie, Chinna Chinna Asai, Siragadika Asai, Muttu Muttu Asai, Mudindu Vaita Asai. Many years ago, this film came. It's called Roja. Chinna chinna asai means small desires. Siragadika asai, I want to fly. You see a bird flying, so even I want to fly. Then you get an opportunity to go by an aeroplane. You do get that. Muttu asai means like small beads, small pearls. Mudindu vaita asai means I in those days, if there is a cloth, they will make a knot in the cloth, or they make a knot in the sari pallu with some desire, so that they're reminded of that desire. Mudindu vaita asai. So these are all Devan Devayajaha Yanti. So whatever gods they worship, and whatever desires they have, they offer those worship to the gods, and the gods fulfill those desires. Mad Bhakta, the devotees of mine, Yanti Mamapi, my devotees, they pray to me alone. So what is the difference? Antavat vinashitu palam tesham tad bhavati alpamedhasam alpa prajnanam, little knowledge, little intellect. Devan devayajaha yanti, devan yajanti iti devayajaha. People who worship the devas, te devan yanti. When you worship the devas, you reach the devas. This is talking of after you leave the body, where you go. When you are constantly worshipping the lesser gods, then you go to those lesser gods, the world of the lesser gods. Mad bhakta yanti mamapi. People who worship me, people who worship the supreme consciousness, the supreme truth, the supreme awareness, the supreme energy, they reach me. So you want to reach a destination. Do you want to reach a destination that keeps you coming back to the original destination from where you left, constantly with unfulfilled desires and wants? Or do you want to reach a destination where you go through and the royal highway and you are done with everything and then you just want to reach? It is our choice. Madbhakta yanti mamapi devan devayajaha yanti. Those who worship the devas, the gods means we are talking of the powerful gods in this universe that we see, like Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, then the small gods, Munishwara, the different devatas, that for particular reasons they are all there. They are all doing some particular work in this universe. Like Varuna gives us, helps us with the water, then Agni helps us with fire, and Indra helps us with our mind. Indra helps us conquering all our desires, giving a lot of comfort and pleasure in our life. Indra. And then you have Prithvi, earth, or you have these gods, the other simpler gods who are all wielding power over these five elements, the mind and others. So whether you want to worship them and keep returning back to this world, or you want to worship me and come to me and never to come back again to this world. So coming back to this world and going is like I'm studying in a class, maybe standard 12. I reach standard 12. I want to pass standard 12 and move into college. I don't think there's anybody who wishes to study in standard 12. Even that school will not give admission again and again, especially in classes 10 and 12, to study again and again. If you fail the public exam, you have to write the exam privately only. You cannot come to school and study. Otherwise, will anybody say, I will keep failing in standard 9, I will not progress to standard 10 at all? I like the school so much. I like all the people in the school so much. I like all the teachers. So I will keep failing in standard 11. I will not go to standard 12. Can any child afford to say that? Or can any parent afford to pay the fees like this? So there is a lot of fees that needs to be paid in terms of our prana shakti, in terms of our energy to stay on this earth forever and ever, fulfilling our desires. So we have to get promoted and we have to go and reach that supreme truth. एवं समाने अपि आयासे मामेव न प्रपद्यन्ते अनन्तफलाय अहो खलु कष्टं वर्तन्ते इति अनुक्रोशं दर्शयति भगवान. In this other place also Bhagavan is again feeling very, very sad. Anukrosham is like feeling very, how sad it is that. What is the sadness here? Evam, so people worship small gods. They get certain results. Those results are not permanent. Again, they have to worship. Again, they will get those results. Even if I want to do this 48 days of chanting with Devi Aparajita Stotram, lighting the ghee lamp, I did it for one problem at one point of time in 2000. I'll tell you when is that, 2023. I did it one time for 48 days. That problem got solved, no doubt about it. That problem got solved. In what manner it got solved is not in my hands, but it got solved. And then again in 2024, there was another crisis. I did the same Devi Aparajita Stotram for 48 days with ghee lamp. That crisis moved on smoothly. That was over. And then again, a similar critical situation came in another few months. I did it again, and that crisis was over. And then again, I had a perceived problem for which I did the Devi Aparajita Stotram for 48 days, and that was also solved very beautifully. So, we will go on solving problems, but antamattu phalam tesham. If all these days, if I had worshipped only Bhagavan, that Supreme Lord, irrespective of whether this problem is solved or not, then I will be working on the path to moksha. So Bhagavan here says, samane api ayase. The effort is the same. The effort to worship is the same. Mam eva na prapadyante. People don't surrender to me. People don't worship me. Ananta phalaya. I give them endless results, endless joy, endless bliss is what I promise. But people don't come to me. Aho khalu kashtam vartante. Oh my dear, what a great difficulty it is. Why do you want to put yourself through such torture of worshipping a limited devata for limited period of time and putting the same effort when you can put the same effort and worship that Ishvara iti anukrosham darshayati Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is feeling very sad that we are not taking the royal highway to perfection, and we keep going on after small pleasures and small desires. Kim nimittam mam eva na prapadyante iti uchyate. Bhagavan knows everything. He knows why we don't do it also. Why don't we do it? Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mam buddhayah param bhavamajanantah mamavyayam anuttamam. Avyaktam, I am unmanifest. Vyaktimapannam. But they think that this form is only me. Vyaktimapannam. Manyante. People think that this form is only me. When we go to Tirupati, we worship Balaji. We think that Jaragandi in 3 minutes, that Balaji, that form only is that form. We think that. Avyaktam. I am, who am I? I am avyaktam. But vyaktim apannam. They think that manyante mam. People think of me abuddhayaha. Without knowing with clarity who am I, they think I am limited to that form. Parambhavam ajanantaha. They don't know my supreme form, my supreme presence. Mama avyayam anuttamam. Mama avyayam. Avyayam means there is no dirt in me. Like I don't get expended. You cannot take me, you cannot remove me and then say so much less of Bhagavan has happened in this universe. No, it is not possible. Avyayam. How much ever you take, that much ever is filled up there. Like it is like letters. You know, they are also called akshara, indestructible. It is not that A, you can use only so many crore times and after that A is gone. You cannot use A anymore. Then you say, I have used, all people have used so much of time B. Then there's a scramble for the letter B and everybody goes and says, I want B, I want B, I want B, because the B will get expended if so many people use it. It is not like that. In the same way also, Bhagavan does not get expended when we use. Avyayam, mama avyayam, anuttamam. There is no parallel to me. That is my nature. Avyaktam aprakasham vyaktim apannam prakasham gatam idanim manyante. So Bhagavan is avyaktam, means aprakasham, means not seen. Like it is not lighted up. It's not lit up. Like our garbhagrahas are not lit up. That is avyaktam. Vyaktim apannam, when the lamp is shown, when the lamp or the karpura, the camphor is lit, natatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agnihi. How can this lamp show you when even the sun and the moon's light cannot show you? That is what is the mantra that's chanted. So during that small brief period, we see the face of that Bhagavan. Vyaktim apannam. Vyaktim apannam prakasham gatam idanim manyante. So people think when that is the time when everybody puts like this, oh my God, oh Arohara, Vetrivel Muruganukku Arohara, Hara Hara Nama Parvati Pataya, all the bhava is coming up because people are thinking that only in that point Bhagavan is seen. At other times he is avyaktam, he is not seen. Vyaktim apannam manyante. What does Bhagavan call these people? Abuddhayaha, people who don't see with clarity. Avivekinaha. Viveki is the one who can discriminate between what is reality and what is not. Parambhavam Paramatma Swarupam Ajanantaha Avivekinaha Mama Avyayam Vyaya Rahitam Anuttamam Niratishayam Adiyam Bhavam Ajanantaha Manyante Ityartaha. People think I am restricted to this small form, not knowing my supreme presence, my supreme form. So, na tadiyam ajnanam kim nimittam iti uchyate. Why are people so ignorant? What is the reason? Even that also there is a cause. Why should there be ignorance when everything is very evident? When Ishvara is everywhere, why are we not able to see? Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha mudhoyam nabhijanati loko mamajam avyayam. Naham prakashaha sarvasya. I am not manifest everywhere. I am not manifest for all people. All people cannot see me. Sarvasya. Why they cannot see me? Because I am covered by Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya. Maya means the power of Sattva Guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. I am covered by that power, so people cannot see me. Mudhaha I am na abhijanati. The one whose intellect is clouded with the thought that I am this body, mind and intellect, na abhijanati lokaha mam ajam avyayam. They don't know that I am ajam, I am unborn, I am indestructible, I am inexpendable. You cannot spend me and finish off with me. You cannot just cut me away. You cannot throw me away and say, you cannot hide me. You cannot put me somewhere and lock me away and say that Bhagavan is not there. It is not possible. Avyayam. न अहम प्रकाशः सर्वस्य लोकस्य केशांश्चित् एव मद्भक्तानां प्रकाशः अहम इति अभिप्रायः. When Bhagavan says I am not manifest everywhere, only my devotee can see me. The one who loves me, the one who is devoted to me, To only that person I am visible. I am not visible everywhere. Yogamaya samavritaha yogaha gunanam yuktihi ghatanam. Sa eva maya yogamaya. What is yogamaya? Gunanam yuktihi. The combination of all gunas. Sattva guna, rajo guna and tamo guna. The combination is samavritaha. I am covered by the combination of the three gunas. Yogamaya. Taya yogamayaya samavritaha samchanna ityarthaha. Very well coordinated. If we say there is Bhagavan within this body, you would say where? Because everywhere what you can see is flesh, blood, bone. And then if you can see, you can experience breath. Then you can experience thoughts. You can experience feelings. You can experience emotions. You can experience decisions. You can experience bliss. Then you can experience vastness of feeling, but you don't know what is that God, because in all these experiences we are lost. That is called yogamaya samavritaha. Taya yogamaya samavritaha atayeva mudhaha lokaha ayam na abhija. When this word mudha is used, it is not used in a scolding term like we scold. We use that word to scold people, scold children. This word mudha is used in many languages. In Tamil also it is there. There's another word in Tamil, very beautiful. Everything has got a very divine origin actually. Another word for mudha in Tamil is muttat. You call somebody muttat and that person is a buddhu. Okay? And very beautifully, when I was in Sri Rangam, in Chinmaya mission Sri Rangam, there we were attending to this Ranganatha's chariot function and all will go on regularly. All the temple festivals will be happening there on a regular basis. And once when I went there, I realized that muttal has come from a very beautiful word. There is a block. The chariot keeps rolling. The chariot is being pulled by chariot. The wheel is very big, and the chariot is pulled by thousands of people. And if the chariot has to stop, it has to be a very forcible thing that is kept there to stop the chariot. Otherwise, if the chariot continues rolling, many people will get killed. So there is a very important aspect, one important work given to one man for each wheel. And that man will carry this thing called muttu. Muttu is an object. It's a big wooden object or made of a stone or maybe a wooden object. It's kept. That object has to be placed. When the signal is given to this person, his only job is to carry that muttu with him, that object with him. And when the chariot has to stop, when the signal is given, they have to place that muttu in front of the wheel, and the wheel will stop. So that person is called muttal. Muttu plus al is muttal. He will place that muttu there and the wheel will stop. And so why is it used for all people who are foolish? It has got nothing to do with his work. It's a great job. He's saving so many lives because of focusing on that job, and that job requires so much of focus. That person is a very brilliant person who is doing this. But why is this word muttal used to refer to people who are all ignorant and buddhus? Because this person will do only this thing. He will concentrate only on this thing. Like that, when we concentrate only on some stupid thing in this world, some stupid desire that we have, then we will also become a mudha. So Bhagavan says mudhaha in our own interest only. He's saying that don't be a mudha. Mudha is just allow consciousness to envelop your thoughts. Allow consciousness to pass through your thoughts. Let your thoughts be soaked in consciousness. Open your thoughts like how you open your house and bring in sunlight in the morning. In the same way, open your thoughts up to consciousness. Yatha anyasya api. Yogamaya, where is this word? Evam mudha loke ayam na abhijanati mam ajam avyayam. So the person is a mudha. The ignorant person is the one who does not know that Bhagavan is ajam, unborn, and avyayam, meaning he is ever present at all times, and there is no decay for him. There is no expenditure of Bhagavan. He cannot vanish and disappear at any point of time. Yaya yogamayaya samavritam mam lokaha na abhijanati न असौ योगमाया मदीया सति मम ईश्वरस्य माया विनः ज्ञानं प्रतिबध्नाति यथा अन्यस्य अपि माया विनः माया ज्ञानं तद्वत् यत्त एवं अतः. Therefore, he continues with therefore, by which yoga maya I am covered and people of the world don't know me, because that yoga maya belongs to me, that yoga maya, it belongs to me. A car, I own the car. The car will not be a bondage to me. But if somebody has stolen the car, that car will be a bondage to that person who has stolen, because it does not belong to him. In the same way, yoga maya belongs to me, so yoga maya does not bind me. In what way? Anya maya, maya jala, maya, like a person who creates magic. You know, there is a magician. He's doing a magic show. He's creating magic, and the magic that he creates is causing the people to understand wrongly, and the is causing the people to think that there is some big magic happening. But only the magician knows that there is no magic actually happening. It is all his own power of Maya that he is showing. So, Bhagavan is telling about that Yoga Maya, his own magical power which does not bind him, but which does cause ignorance to the people who are experiencing that magical power. We will see those verses. Tomorrow it will conclude for this month. Bhagavad Gita chapter 7. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसोर्मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हर नमः पार्वती पतये. हर हर महादेवा. हरि ओम.